We just got the announcement of a brand new PlayStation 4 exclusive JRPG in Project Sakura Wars, and this is a long-running franchise that many of you probably don't know about, as there was only one game in the franchise that came over here in the West, and that game really underperformed from a commercial standpoint. From a critical standpoint, it did rather well, but commercially it didn't, and the Sakura Wars franchise has been absent ever since then, and that was going back all the way to 2010. However, Sega is bringing back the franchise, and Project Sakura Wars, a working title, will be making its way over to the West as well, and that is super exciting. Another JRPG franchise coming to the West, that's something I can definitely get behind, and Sega has been doing a great job in bringing other franchises to the West as well. I point to Yakuza, we're gonna be getting Judgment very soon, but in this video, I want to talk all about Project Sakura Wars and look at 10 huge things that you need to know about the game. Again, this is a game that a lot of you guys don't know about, so I'll be fixing that. Without further ado, let's get right into this. Number 1, let's give you some background on Sakura Wars. The IP was created by OG Hiroi, and it's based on Japanese stage shows. The original Sakura Wars was an ambitious title for the then in-production Saturn. The first game's overlap of the tactical role-playing genre, dating sim, and visual novel genre prompted Sega to classify the series as, quote, a dramatic adventurer, a moniker that still sticks to the game to this day because of its very interesting playstyle. The series has sold over 4 million copies as of 2010, and yes, that's not a sizable number, but given the fact that the majority of the games have stuck to just Japan, that's really not all too bad of a number, and the series has garnered both critical and popular acclaim. I point to Sakura Wars So Long My Love, that was the game we got over here in the West in 2010. That game actually has an 81 on Metacritic, a very positive score for a JRPG, and that should give you a little bit of an idea of the quality level. The Sakura Wars franchise also includes numerous anime productions, manga, and other media projects such as stage shows. With the exception of Sakura Wars So Long My Love and Project Sakura Wars, the video game series has not been released in English. However, the last game in So Long My Love, I would recommend you to go back and play that, and of course Project Sakura Wars will be making its way over here. Number 2, now I mentioned a little bit about the gameplay style. Well, Project Sakura Wars is gonna have some pretty interesting gameplay for those of you that aren't familiar with the game. The game system is a cycle of adventure and battle parts. Players will strengthen their bonds with the heroines, which there are a lot of, and the series' familiar structure will return with enhancements. During adventure parts, you can freely explore the Great Imperial Theater and streets of Ginza depicted in 3D graphics. You'll be able to communicate with the members and enjoy various stories. Here, you will strengthen the trust between you and the heroines, which will not only influence the story, but also allow you to gain an upper hand in battle. Obviously, depending on the relationships, your battle will be enhanced. Of course, the game is full of various elements, including anime movies and mini games as well, and there will be a battle element. As I mentioned, the game is an all dating sim, but it marries all of these elements in a very unique way, and it actually does so pretty smoothly, so be mindful of exactly what you are getting into here. A little bit visual novel, a little bit battle RPG, but all of it is pretty well done. Number 3, so let's talk the background of the story of this game. The stage is set in a romanticized version of 1940s Imperial Tokyo. 10 years prior to the game, a cataclysm resulted in the devastating loss of the Imperial Combat Revue of Tokyo, the capital's global defense force operating out of the Imperial Theater. The theater has since fallen on hardened times and risked closure. As the captain, it's up to you to mend the hearts of your troops and restore the Imperial Theater back to its former glory. Comparatively to the prior game, it's set 12 years after the events of Sakura Wars So Long My Love, but I definitely imagine that you're going to be able to jump into Project Sakura Wars without playing the past games, no problem, so do not be worried about that. Number 4, throughout the game, you will take on the helm of Seijiro Kamiyama, the main character and the story's protagonist. He's the one that leads the new combat revue and clashes with the coma that threaten the city's harmony, as well as with the combat revues of each country. The protagonist of Project Sakura Wars, he is the leader and he is 20 years old. He originally served as a special service ship captain in the Navy, but was reassigned to the Imperial Combat Revue, where he was appointed the commanding officer of the newly reborn Imperial Combat Revue Floral Division. Number 5, now while he is the main character, a big element of the game is also all of the heroines in the game. You'll be able to bond and build relationships with them, and let's quickly go over some of the heroines that will be in the game. You have Sakura Amayama. She enlists in the Floral Division as a novice member, and she has strong feelings for the Floral Division that protects Tokyo, as well as the Imperial Opera Troupe that boosts the citizen spirit and greatly desires the reconstruction of both sides. You have Hatsuo Shinonome, a shrine maiden of the Shinonome Shrine, passed down from generation to generation in the imperial capital. Born in the Old Town, she is a pure woman of Edo who loves the Old Town festivals and the townspeople. While she usually comes off as a little bit rude, she is a mediator who proves reliable to everyone in the Floral Division. And lastly, out of the heroines we're covering, you have Anastasia Palma, member of the Imperial Combat Revue Floral Division, 19 years old, a star who played an active role in the European theater. She wandered before joining the Imperial Combat Revue. Her singing and acting abilities are top class, and given her look, she can easily handle a wide range of roles, whether that be male roles or female roles. Number 6, while I went through all of those characters, you might have thought, hey, those characters look pretty interesting and unique. Well, who's responsible for the character designs? It is Tite Kubo. He is the artist for the manga Bleach. Bleach is one of the most iconic anime and manga in the world. Yes, it ended a few years ago, but during its airing, it was considered the big three alongside Naruto and One Piece. Unfortunately, Bleach went a little bit off the rails. I could probably do an entire video about my gripes with Bleach, but we don't really cover anime and manga, so let's not get to that. However, what I can say about Bleach is that it has some very interesting and very unique character designs, and you can see that really shine through here. All of the characters look distinct. Just by looking at them, you can see they all have their unique quirks, they all look distinct, and I saw a lot of people clamoring about how great the characters look and how unique they look. Well, Tite Kubo is the character designer, so that makes a lot of sense. For all the faults Bleach had, one thing it didn't have a fault with was all the design of the characters. You had some of the coolest looking characters in that show, and that really carries over into Project Sakura Wars from Tite Kubo. Number 7, obviously the soundtrack is a big element to any Japanese RPG, and Kohei Tanaka returns as the composer of the game. He worked on the previous Sakura Wars game, but more interestingly, he worked on the music in One Piece, and he did the music for 2 of my favorite games playable on the PlayStation 4, Gravity Rush 1 and Gravity Rush 2. You know, I don't think I'll ever stop beating the drum of Gravity Rush. You should play those games. Great music in those titles as well, but he's returning to do the music in Project Sakura Wars. That's super exciting. Number 8, Jiro Ishii is doing the story composition. He directed the visual novel 428 Shibuya Scramble, which just made its way stateside recently, and that game was received incredibly well, and he produced the excellent 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. That game is tremendous as well, and I highly give you guys a recommendation to play that. That is a very good telling sign about how the story in this game is going to turn out. Number 9, I want to give you a tidbit about the battle system, which has been wrapped under a little bit of mystery. We still don't have all the information regarding the game, but the game does tout a rewarding battle system. You'll be armed with powerful mechs. The gameplay is augmented by a deep and robust combat system that takes full advantage of each squad member's unique abilities, and again, as you build relationships with your squad members, the gameplay will vary a little bit and you will have enhancements, so it'll be interesting to see how all that plays out in Project Sakura Wars. I'm sure some elements will be retained, but some elements, I'm sure after all of these years, will have to be refined and upgraded, so interesting to see where they take it. And lastly, number 10, and probably most importantly, we know that the game is coming in the West. Well, when is it exactly gonna be released, and when are you gonna be able to play it? Well, it's coming fall 2019 in Japan. The release over here in the West isn't gonna have complete parity, but it will be arriving shortly thereafter in spring of 2020. Hey, that is perfectly fine to me. In the past with Japanese RPGs, we've had to wait years to get these games over here in the West. Back a long time ago, it took us so long to get some of the Tales of games over here in the West, and now we have release parity with them. Hopefully, if this game does well, we can get to a point where, yeah, future Sakura Wars do have release parity with the Japanese release and the Western release, but for now, it will be a little bit delayed over here, and it'll be dropping spring 2020. That's gonna conclude this video. I hope I got you guys a little bit informed about Project Sakura Wars. Again, a working title at this point. I'm sure I'll be talking about the game as we get more information on it, but we already have a sizable amount of details on the game. But let me know what you guys think. Is Project Sakura Wars a game that interests you, or is it a little bit too off the wall and a little bit too zany for you to really get invested into? Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Sakura にロマンの嵐、私たちの運命が動き出す。
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.